Let me tell you a story. When I was a kid, every Sunday, me and my family used to go to the gym. Even you wish that story was true. But the real story is, but let me tell you the real story. That is that when I was a kid, every Sunday, me and my family used to go to a river. It was this clear water river, not big, not small. It was the perfect size for both kids and adults to swim. And on the other side of the river was this big rock that everyone used to throw themselves into the deep part of the river. So you know that if you have gone to a river that is at the bedside of a mountain, there is the side where you come in, so it's like the beach, like the sand. And at the other side, there is the rocks and the trees and the mountain area, the environment of a mountain. And I was just there sitting down when I suddenly hear a splash of water, and it was my uncle. He had jumped from the rock into the water. And I remember seeing that, and I said, looks cool. So I said, why not? I mean, it looks cool. So I climbed the rock. And when I am climbing the rock, I look down and say, shit, this is really high. So picture this little, because I was a little fat kid, picture this little fat kid at the top of a rock, just looking down and saying to himself, shit, this is really high. And here is when I could bullshit you and tell you that suddenly, out of nowhere, my dad came and pat me in the back and said, come on, son, you're brave, and that made me jump and that I was the bravest kid in the world. But my dad never went to those trips. And it took me like 3 hours and a lot of encouragement from my family to jump from that rock. And what I want to tell you with this story is that affirmations, even without proof, work. And let's use the example of a kid. If you go up to a kid and tell him that he is dumb and tell it to him again and again, he will believe it and start to act as it. By telling a kid they are dumb, when you are literally making them dumber. And even if they have no proof of it, even if they haven't done nothing dumb in their life, they will become more dumb. It's like the example I gave in my story, that if my dad had came and pat me in the back and said, come on, son, you are brave, I would have become more brave in that moment just because of that affirmation. And that's because affirmations for kids are really important and really work on them. You can literally go to the streets and any kid that you see, you can tell to him, I saw Donald Trump in a flying car right there, and he will believe you with his soul. And it's also like this other example. If you make a fake exam where the key got all the points and you show it to him and you said, look how intelligent you are. Look how great your notes are. You are so smart. You are the best student. He will believe it, even if he has no proof of it. And why does this happen? Well, we don't know. Kids are just like that. But if you have a mind like I had when I started self-improvement, if you had a mind in which you can believe things really easily, or saying it in other words, if you can bullshit yourself and really believe that bullshit easily, affirmations will really work for you. And what I can tell you about that is that they really worked on me, because I had a mind. Now I don't believe in that shit that, oh, I'm going to sit here all the day like this. I am a millionaire. And magically, $10,000 will appear here in my table every month. But if you are starting self-improvement, you can do affirmations, and they really work. And I know it because they really worked on me. But affirmations will not make you become something magically. You can't go to the bathroom, look at yourself in the mirror, and shout all day, I am a millionaire, because that will not make it appear magically $1 million here in your table. It doesn't work that way. But what they are going to do is activate your brain action mode. So for example, if someone says to you, or you start telling or even writing to yourself, you are disciplined, I am disciplined, that is not going to make you be immediately more disciplined, but what it will do is that it will make you think, okay, so this person is telling to me, or I am telling myself that I am disciplined. What do I need to do to prove it and not disappoint myself or the other person? Because if your brain doesn't start thinking into action mode and you start making proofs that you are what you say that you are, you're just bullshitting yourself, man. I could sit all day here and tell to myself that I have 1 million subscribers. But if I don't do the actions that will get me to 1 million subscribers, man, they are not going to appear out of nowhere. I am not going to get more subscribers. I am not going to get more money. I am not going to get more disciplined or more confident by shouting to myself in the mirror that I am that thing. What you need to do is tell it to yourself, write it to yourself, or if someone tells it to you, and then you need to bullshit yourself enough to activate your brain's action mode to say, okay, I am telling myself these things, but now what do I need to do? A real action. What do I need to do to prove it and not disappoint myself? Because if you don't do the actions, you're just bullshitting yourself. I can sit here all day shouting to myself, I am a millionaire, but that will not make me become a millionaire. So what it will do and what you need to do is activate your brain's action mode. And then you're going to do the discipline action and the other discipline action and the other actions in order to prove that those affirmations are right. Because if you don't prove that the affirmations are right, you're just bullshitting yourself. You need to prove the affirmations right. And when you start getting into action mode, you're obviously going to start doing small actions. You cannot go and climb the highest mountain on earth if you have only climbed a tree in your life. You're going to die if you try to do that. Because you have to start small and then progressively overload it until you can do the harder things. But those small actions that you do will stack to create big walls of proof. Because your brain and everything that you believe that you are works on proofs. Because it's like the skill set in a video game. For you to level up a skill in a video game and get experience to level that skill up, you have to use that skill. You are not going to level up a skill by just sitting here and saying, oh, I'm leveling up. I am leveling up. Because you have to do the actions, you have to do real things in order to give you those points to level up those skills. And every action that you do is a proof to your brain. So if you do disciplined actions, every action, let's imagine it like a sheet of paper. And when you do the disciplined action, your brains put that sheet of paper in the floor. And when you do another disciplined action, your brains put another sheet of paper over that sheet of paper. And if you keep doing disciplined actions and disciplined actions and disciplined actions again and again and again, you will eventually build a big wall of proof. And when you have that big wall of undeniable proof is when you will start really to believe that you are that thing. When you have acted almost daily doing the thing is when you will really become that thing. And when your brain will really believe and you will really believe that you are that thing. Affirmation will work to get you to doing the actions that will make you really believe and really be a thing. Because you cannot be a policeman by sitting here and saying, I am a policeman. You cannot be a great instrument player by sitting here and saying, I am a great instrument player. You have to go and do the action that will make you great. You have to go and practice the instrument all the days. You have to go and, for a policeman, I don't know, catch criminals, do the police things, do the police actions that will make you into a policeman, that will make you into a great musician. Do the disciplined actions that will make you disciplined. You cannot work by just sitting here and telling and bullshitting to yourself all the day. I am a policeman. I am disciplined. I am a great musician. Because you are not going to become it that way. You only become something, and you only start to believe that you are something when you start doing the actions and stacking those proofs and making those big walls of proof that you are that something. And when you have that big wall of undeniable proof, you can start doing affirmations on steroids. Because now you can not only tell to yourself, I am this thing, and start the action mechanism, but you can tell it, and this is the powerful thing. This is why I call this affirmations on steroids. Because now that you have done the actions and you have the proof, you can tell it to yourself and list the things that you have done that prove you are that thing. It's like when someone says something in a video and they back it up with science research. You're doing the same, but you're backing up your affirmations with the proof that you really are the thing that you are saying that you are. And when you have stacked a lot of proof, and when you have done all those actions and have all those walls of proof, is when you are really going to believe that you are who you say you are, and when you're really going to be capable to do those really hard actions. Because you're going to say, I did all these things. I have all this proof. I've been daily leveling up this skill. I've been daily getting the experience for this skill. That means I can do this other thing, even if it's harder. And that's how you will continue to do harder and harder things and stacking more and more proof until you will get to a point that you will not need to affirm anymore, because you already have the sufficient proof to know that you are who you say you are. And before ending this video, I remind you that if you don't do the hard things and the things that will make you into a better person, no one will do them for you. And without much to say, I was sick. I think you can look at me in my face and see that I am really skinny now. Look at that shirt. And that made me lose some days of work. I started waking up later because I felt like shit. My body was... I got really sick. But I am grateful of this channel. I am grateful of the work that I do. And if I helped you with these videos, or if I have helped you with some of my videos, I am also grateful for that. And I am just grateful for making another video, being back in the business. And now, really without much to say, I really hope you have a great day, man. Until next.